Excellent. So welcome to the second afternoon of ADU. And our first speaker that we have is Dr. Kabane, who was appointed to her current role in August 2021. She joined Parliament in 2019 as a member of the ANC. In 2019, Dr. Kabane was named to the portfolio committees on human settlements, water and sanitation, employment and labour and sports, arts and culture. In 2019, Dr. Kabane earned a doctorate of administration from the University of KwaZulu-Natal. I'll invite Dr. Kabane to the stage. Thank you.
I may be challenged, so I'm going to adjust the mic. The program director of the session, Ms. Catherine Bell, the South African High Commissioner to Australia, Mr. Martinus van Schalkwyk, the ambassador of and the advisor to the minister, Dr. Sandile Noxina, our host assistant minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Mr. Tim Watts, visiting ministers from the African continent present here today, members of the diplomatic corps, the special greetings to the organizers and South African Honorary Consul General to Australia, Mr. Bill Rippert, captains of the mining industry and investment community present here today, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is worth noting that this important event in the calendar of the global mining community takes place in the aftermath of the devastating COVID-19 pandemic. Undoubtedly, this pandemic has dealt a lethal blow to the economies around the world, which are still wobbling from the effects of the perfect storm of COVID-19 and the geopolitical tensions. However, this August gathering here in Perth is a cogent evidence of the unyielding confidence that we individually and collectively have in the enduring potential of the mining sector as a catalyst for the world economic recovery. This is particularly significant for the African continent, whose economies largely depend on the mineral resources. The resilience of the global mining industry during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic has undoubtedly demonstrated the potential that the mining sector has as a driver of economic growth and the betterment of our people's lives. It is in this context that in South Africa we have, in the wake of the pandemic, developed a national economic recovery plan at the heart of which are the mining and the energy sector. The plan was conceived and developed by the social partners and industry stakeholders. Consequentially upon this, the mining industry in South Africa has led the national economic recovery across all industries, registering a growth rate of 51.9% in 2021 relatively to the preceding year. The challenge, however, is to ensure that we sustain these levels and beyond. This requires the mining industry to evolve and demonstrate agility by assimilating to the new normal. Towards this end, the industry must relentlessly and decisively confront new challenges and be prepared to seize new opportunities. Program director of the session, some of these opportunities are paradoxically spurred by the challenge of climate change. The just transition demands focus of the so-called minerals of the future, such as the rare earth minerals. Africa is well endowed with these natural resources and need financial investment to bring some to account. Furthermore, just transition does not sound a death knell to coal mining, but calls for investment in the clean coal technologies. These resources that we have in South Africa, we cannot render them as a nuisance. We better come with clean technologies for us to be able to reduce carbon emissions. It is our considered view that the debate about the just transition should not be binary, but to take on board a multiplicity of relevant solutions that will lead us to a low-carbon economy. Despite South Africa's long history of mining, the country remains underexplored with a huge potential for new discoveries. It is for this reason that we have adopted an exploration strategy for the country, which was adopted by the Parliament last year. The strategy confirms the abundance of the country's vast mineral deposits and the role that mining continues to play in terms of export earnings, attraction of foreign direct investment, and the creation of direct and indirect employment opportunities in the country. Through this strategy, South Africa has taken a bold decision to invest in the collection of high-resolution geological data at a requisite scale to unlock the real prospect of discovering world-class mineral deposits. This includes a wide array of geoscientific techniques and applications that span a combination of geological mapping at a scale of 1 in 50,000, radiometric geophysics data, reprocessing of regional geochemistry data, aerial hyperspectral data, and detailed structural mapping, amongst others. The strategy provides the nation with a roadmap for a reimagined exploration development, which envisage a creation of a fertile environment for local and foreign investment companies to leverage optimal benefit presented by the potential that lies ahead. When fully implemented, Program Director, the country's exploration strategy will revive the share of country's global exploration expenditure to a minimum of 5% over the next 3 to 5 years. Program Director and delegates to this conference, I am delighted to announce some of the preliminary findings of the research that was done by Mintech and Council for Geoscience, which point to several previously undefined mineral systems. An area of the Northern Cape of South Africa has delineated an approximately 4 square kilometer alkaline intrusive body with copper signatures significantly above crustal averages. These data sets suggest the occurrence of a prospective copper porphyry system ideal for further exploration, and the details will be made available on the website of the Council for Geoscience. In addition, a detailed map published in March this year has demarcated vast occurrence of a pegmatite rock, which is known to be lithium-bearing, amongst others. The research approach provides a basis on which the government can confidently invite investment in the mineral exploration in South Africa. Hence, we are good in terms of research and development, and we have very capable individuals in that sector that are dealing with this area. Program Director, I must hasten to say a lot of new and exciting announcements will soon be officially made regarding the outcomes of the ongoing number of exploration activities that are taking place in the country. Indeed, this is a reaffirmation that mining is still a sunrise industry in South Africa. Hence, you know that we have been in operation for more than 150 years. Most of the countries must come to South Africa and learn from the best. Our vision with these new discoveries is firmly set on energy-related mineral resources that will facilitate our transition towards a new energy economy in line with the climate change commitment made, yet without compromising our energy sovereignty. This necessitates that we must pay a particular attention to our energy infrastructure in the light of the salience of power in mineral development. Our energy infrastructure in the form of Eskom power fleet is approaching the end of its life. This has posed a risk to the mining sector given the fact that it is an intensive energy user. To this end, we have implemented some reforms in the energy policy and regulation. These include the introduction of the independent power producers that are known as IPPs, and the removal of the cap on embedded generation, which will allow the mining companies to generate power for their own use without a license. We are making strides as South Africa. This has enabled a pipeline of over 80 renewable energy projects with a total capacity of 6.5 gigawatts initiated by the mining sector in South Africa. Program director and delegates in this conference, as part of these reforms, the Eskom unbundling process is at an advanced stage. We are making strides again in terms of transforming the sector to ensure that there is energy security in the country and there is no energy poverty. This will see Eskom being kept into 3 independent business units, which is the generation, the transmission, as well as distribution. All these reforms are geared towards ensuring that we reclaim South Africa's position as a mining investment and development destination. I look forward to partnering with you back at home. You must come and invest in South Africa. We are very warm people. I thank you.